This is Clark Zen with Missionary Flights International from the cockpit of 300 Mike Foxtrot. We're actually heading back from Cape Haitian, Haiti, back to Port Pierce, where our home base is. And I have with me Hudson Carothers, and he's with Connect 2 Ministries, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his mission and what he's doing in Haiti and how God is moving in Haiti. So I'm going to turn it over to him. Well, good afternoon, Hudson. It's so great to have you in our DC-3 cockpit. Thank you for using Missionary Flights International. And just tell us a little bit about your mission, who you're flying with today under, and what you guys were doing in Haiti while you were there.
All right. Yeah, no, thank you for having me, Clark. Flying with Connect 2 Ministries, Greg Barshaw, and the orphanage that we support is a lot of Restavek Haitian children that are rescued from both kind of labor slavery and sex trade.
Wow.
And so the orphanage that they support is a lot of these kids that have come from that, and they're being housed, fed, given schooling, and we're just very excited to be part of that ministry to reach true orphans in that sense.
That's awesome.
And, give them the hope and light of Jesus Christ.
Amen. So now, where do you come in from in this process? So Connect 2 Ministries is the overarching ministry. How long were you down there, and how did you help while you were there?
So this was a pretty short turnaround. It was about a 3-day in and out. Basically, the situation where we're at right now is, as with most nations, they're being displaced. And so the orphanage itself has moved north, and so we're basically following with the kids to make sure that they're getting what they need, that the work can continue. It's about 70 or 80 kids that are currently being supported by that, and so
wow, that's nice. Awesome.
It's a good footprint, but there's a lot of need with that. So food and clothing and just your basic necessities that they need to be provided with. So our trip this time was to really see where they're at here up at the north, and to kind of see where to go from that. So one of the things we identified on this trip was some location for a schoolhouse that will become kind of a future step point for future missions teams to come in, do some construction. And then medical missions is always a component with it as well, the health of the kids, nutrition. So that's something that we want to make sure that we're assessing that correctly, that we can get the right teams prioritized as they come in.
Amen. Not only providing for their needs, but making sure they're healthy and strong. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were a mission based out of Port-au-Prince, and due to the violence in Port-au-Prince and gang activity, you guys had to somewhat be a little bit more flexible. So tell me how that's working out. Also, do you still have a presence in Port-au-Prince that you are supporting?
So it's a complicated answer. There is a presence, but it's basically the journey has come from south to north in that true sense. I don't know the exact particulars of the existing properties that were down there. They're still there, but unfortunately, with the gang violence, they're not habitable. It's not safe. It's not practical to try to move material. And to be honest, that's one of the biggest challenges down south is you can live there, but you can't get anything where it needs to go. And so
that's really challenging. So you guys still have resources down in Port-au-Prince, but they're really not usable because of the gang activity in and around the city.
Correct.
And so that has pushed you guys north, and so most of your mission work now is in and around Haiti, or excuse me, Cape Haitian and Pion, correct?
Yeah.
And so you told me before we started this conversation that you are born and raised and currently residing in Los Angeles, California. So what got you involved with Connect 2 Ministries?
So kind of for myself, kind of going way back, the SoCal resident, born and raised down in Los Angeles, just connected through our church with Greg Barshaw. Actually, I met him in India. So was able to do a mission trip with him that he was kind of a forerunner for, and then through that connection, sorry pun intended, that the additional opportunities to go to Haiti and contribute and be part of that ministry down with Connect 2 has been a real privilege, and it's been great for me just to see God's hand. It's clear to see that it's only God's hand that's been working here, because this doesn't make sense if it was anything else.
Amen. So Greg is the founder of the mission, the director currently?
Correct.
Amen. And what do you see in Haiti? How do you see God moving through your mission?
Again, we're just a small cog in the mission. The mission is to share the gospel, to reach hearts and lives. And practically speaking, we're feeding kids, and so that's important. But in the broad spectrum for that, it's changing hearts, and that's the only way that you're going to fix Haiti, is not by bringing in guns, not by bringing in a better government. Like Judges, it talks about that in that time there was no king. Everyone did what was right in their own eyes, and I clearly see that playing out. There's no government there, and so you're seeing the outcome of that with everybody just doing whatever they need to do to survive, what they think it is to survive. And so to kind of get back to the heart of the mission is to go in and preach the gospel, to change these hearts, these lives. This is the next generation. They're orphans now, but they're going to be families, and this next generation is what is going to set that stage, that table for Haiti to change, and it's going to be changed through the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Reaching the next generation. Yes, it does seem like right now Haiti is in a really challenging, difficult place, but we do see hope in the next generation of Haiti. There's a lot of movement in that generation. The gospel is being received, and we see a lot of fruit from the missions that have been down there for decades now, and you guys are a part of that. So is there anything else that you would like to share about your mission, and how people can get connected with your mission if they so desire?
No, it's a great question. For prayer, just for again, for the opportunities for these teams to come in. Practically speaking, we have to move material, we have to feed, and again, part of that is just logistics. Prayer for the material to come in, but I hesitate to ask for safety per se. I mean, we want that for sure, but God is greater than anything that man can throw at us.
Amen.
He did that time and time again throughout history, throughout Israel, and we know that God is bigger than any gang member or any problem that's there. We just pray that God would continue to work in the hearts and minds of the kids, and to encourage leadership there. They're very discouraged, and understandably, especially in the context for us. These kids, they've moved at least 3 times from 3 separate locations, and so for them, it's being transplanted so often. It's very easy for them to. It would be understandable for them to be very discouraged, but when we go there and we see them, their smiles, they're singing praises to God, and that's just something that again, there's no human explanation for why you would have joy like that when you're being oppressed. So we would just ask for prayer that God would continue to encourage, to blow life into this ministry, and just to provide the necessary food, water, medicine for them to go about their day-to-day activity.
Amen. Well, we'll certainly keep you guys in prayer, and it has been a pleasure talking with you, and we'll continue flying for Connect 2 Ministries. God bless.
Thank you so much.